What is up, everybody? You guys are watching Wizard Technology here, and I'm your host, Sam, and we're going to be starting a new series called, don't have a name yet, but anyway, the series is going to be about making a website. So we're going to be making our own website from scratch. Not any stupid website builders or that. We're going to be coding our own website. So by following along this series, you'll probably learn how to do the basics of HTML coding and website programming. So let's get started. I don't want to spend too much time talking about the software that I'm going to use. It's going to be it's a free software, and what the software is called, it's called Sublime Text 2, as you see from the name. But you can, if you want to install it, you can just go on Google. You can search Sublime Text 2 on Google, and it'll be the first link. Or you can just go to sublimetext.com/2 and install it. It's accessible by many operating systems. If you want to click on the whatever operating system you have, and it will give you the download link below. But anyway, we're going to cancel that and close that out. So once you install it, you'll get to this page, and you want to make a new file right off the bat. So new file, and then you want to save this file by click Control S or by going to File Save. And you want to save it in the folder that you want, and you want to save it home.html. Home.html, you have to have the .html so that the computer knows that it's going to be an HTML file. And you want to put a home tag, because you want to put not a home tag, but you want to name it home, just so you know that this is going to be your home page for your entire website. And just for my purposes, it's going to be helpful for you guys to understand and for me to understand, so I'm going to use home. Now, these are the most important tags that you need to have in your beginning HTML website. So the first tag, HTML, you want that tag because it just tells, once again, the computer that this is going to be an HTML file. And then you want an opening and closing head tag, and you can think of the head tag as like the behind the scenes crew of a film studio. So when they're producing a film, they have these visual effects people that do all the editing and do the muzzle flares for the guns, and that you don't actually see how they do it, but you see it appear, and that's the same thing. Now, after the closing head tag, we see a body tag, an opening and closing body tag, and I'll tell you what an opening and closing tag is in a moment. But the body tag is basically what you're seeing on the screen right now. So this is where the actors do it with the visual effects after the full movie is finished. So this is where you're going to make changes that visually happen. So you want to close with a closing body tag, and you want to have a closing HTML tag. You want an opening and closing tag for almost all of these tags. We'll go through one exception today. So opening and closing tag for almost all of these tags, because you want your computer to know when this tag begins and when it ends. And the only difference that you can see from an opening and closing tag is that they have a backslash after the first bracket. So anyway, let's start off by writing our first word in our web page. Let's do hello. So hello. And we can save it, Control S, open in browser. There, we have our first web page. It says hello, but that's too simple. Let's say we want it neater, and we want to we want to make it center. So, for the name, there is a center tag. You can use this center tag to basically put a line in center, or put any amount of text in the center of your page. So if we save this, open this in browser, we'll see that the hello is from being to the side, it is now centered. But let's say we want another line of text. So what we can do is we can say, welcome to my site. And if you run this and save this, we'll see that indeed we do have another line of text, but we want it below hello. So by common sense, you guys would probably press enter and see what that does by control saving it and opening this browser. But indeed, it does not actually change a bit in our website. So what we can do to solve this problem is we can use another tag. This tag is called the BR tag. It stands for exactly what it is. It stands for break. So what it does is it breaks everything from to the right of the bracket and below it, it breaks it down one row in the website. So you'll get what I mean. It breaks everything from wherever we put the break tag, we puts wherever we put it, and we puts everything else below it. So if we put a break tag over here, and you'll also notice about this tag that this tag does not have a closing tag, and this is the one that I was talking about. So, hello, welcome to my site, but we don't want that. We don't want a break tag over there. So this is the exception that I was talking about in the beginning. This is the exception to having a tag that doesn't have a closing tag, as you can see. But let's say we want to add a body background. So inside the body, as you probably know, is a body background. This is like your green screen in your filming studio. So body background equals quotation marks and the exact URL for your image. What I mean by URL is if we go to the folder that I saved it in programming, and then I saved it in Wizard Tech. So in the folder that we saved it in, we have two pictures here, Wizard Technology and black. I'm going to use black. So what we want to put is we want to put the exact wording, word for word, black. If my file name was 00132, I want to put 00132, and then I want to put the file type, and the file type is either going to be a JPEG or PNG, etc. So for instance, mine is a JPEG, so I'm going to use JPEG, and we're going to save this and open this in browser. Think of this tag. This isn't a tag, but think of this as an extension to a tag. You can have extensions to your tags. You don't need a closing extension. You just have an opening extension and no closing extension. So we save this, and we see that it actually does work. We do have our supposed image, which is black, and if we open this in a Windows photo viewer, we'll see that this is exactly what we have. We have a black background, but I chose this image on purpose because now our website is actually, you can't see the words, and this is important in a web page because you gotta obviously see the words that you're writing. So what we can do is we can change this by doing another tag. We can learn the span tag. The span tag is actually one important tag that it's used for lots of things. It's used for different classes, that you can span a class, you can do different stuff, and we'll be talking about those later. But for now, we're going to use span to span a different color. Now you can span color by doing span style, and again, this is another extension like background, but you put this in the span tag. And the same thing for body background. You want to put span style equals quotation marks and then the URL. But for this, we're not going to have a URL. We're going to have an ID. We want to put color because then the computer knows that we're going to be placing a color for wherever the tag is. And for this instance, it's this whole entire row. We're going to be spanning this whole entire row with this color. So if you don't know what the color codes are, you can go on Google or whatever search engines you have. But for me, I'm going to be using Google, so if you have Bing or if you use the Firefox or Safari, it might not work, or you might not get the same exact search result, but this is the website that you want to go to. You want to go to html-color-codes.info, and then you'll see that you have multiple color boxes, and you click on the box, and then below you'll see a color ID, and this ID is special to every single color. It has a mix of numbers and a mix of letters. Sometimes it has only numbers, sometimes it has only letters. So we're going to go and copy one of this down, but I already know mine. Mine is going to be white, and I always know that white is 6 F's and black is 6 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, that was bad counting. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so now we have our span style class. We can see that we're going to put our span class around all of our text. If we had our span tag, let's say we had our span tag over here. Let's say we move it around the hello, then only our hello will be in white. So we have to put it around the entire thing so that everything is going to be white. Now if we save this, open this in browser, now we see that all of our text is indeed white. And we can see it. It's clear and visible, and our web page is down. But let's say we want to put another line of text below this line, but we want to center it. I mean, we don't want to center it. So I'm going to repeat the question. Think about how we can make a line below this line and not to have it centered. So pause the video and think about it for at least 3 seconds, and then after resume the video, and then you'll see if you were correct in making your guess. So I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to pause the video. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you pause the video, good for you. If you didn't, then good for you. So we're gonna actually do the same thing. We want it white, so we're gonna put it in the span tag, but we don't want it centered. So we have to put it around, like outside the center tag. You see how we have the center tag? Everything in the center tag, which is including all of this, is centered. But if we don't want to center it, we can always do, I hope you enjoy over here, and we want to, hope you enjoy outside the center tag. But remember, we want to put it below. We want to put one line below it, so we can do the BR tag that we learned today and use that. So save it, open this in browser, and there we go. We have hello, welcome to my site, and then we have I hope you enjoy. You could do a lot of things with these simple tags, and we'll be learning more in episode 2. It's actually going to be episode 2. It's going to be a very useful episode 2. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please thumbs it up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.